I am very passionate about helping women with invisible illnesses realize that you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one you had a vision for yourself, but the time is going to pass regardless. And, it doesn't matter what your situation is, it's up to you to make the best of your circumstances. That being said, I did not make the best of my circumstances yesterday. I got to tell y'all, I had a really hellish day. I had food poisoning. And that's always such a special treat. Oh my gosh, y'all, I was miserable. And then the inevitable backlash, as I told a friend of mine earlier, the fibromyalgia demons don't at all like being displaced as my center of attention. And of course, they were yesterday. So they are exacting their revenge. And yeah, it's been a day. And thankfully, and both damn it at the same time, I was so freaking busy at work. I've got several projects with deadlines looming, and fortunately I work with really good people, and they all are very understanding. Like, I'm sorry I can't talk right now, I'm really busy, what do you need? But it's been a hell of a day. But I am a positive person, and you know what, that really helped me even getting through yesterday, as as miserable as yesterday was. I still took the time last night to say my prayers. Still took the time to express some gratitude, because even on rough days, I have a lot to be grateful for. So let's talk about how to create a positive mindset. This information is from tinybuddha.com. But of course, if I didn't agree with it, we wouldn't be discussing it, because I wouldn't bother bringing it to you. I think it surprises people who haven't known me very long, or who don't know me very well, that I have not always been a super positive person. I have not always been. I actually refer to myself now as kind of Pollyanna-ish, because I do look for the best in everybody, and I do look for the best in most situations. Not all, I mean, I'm only human, but when I started doing that, it made such a difference in my life, and especially in how I deal with the ins and outs of navigating chronic pain and chronic illness. So let's get into this. Confidence has been really a lifelong struggle for me. I ended up at one point, I'm still a little on the heavy side. I'm still heavier than I'd like to be. But at one point, I was real fat. I'll just be blunt. I was fat. I was severely depressed. And honestly, I couldn't see any hope. I mean, I'd look into my future. I'm like, what the hell do I have? What do I got to look forward to? All I could see when I looked ahead was more pain, more medication, more medical appointments, more misery. What the hell kind of life is that? That's no life. But somehow in the midst of all that, I rekindled a long dead love for fitness, which is so insane. If you would have known how, I mean, at one point I was so unhealthy, I could barely do 10 minutes on a Wii Fit. That is a child's toy. I was so unhealthy, I could barely do that. There were numerous days when I first started, because that was, by gosh, that was my goal. I'm going to do 10 minutes because this is a damn child's toy, and I need to be able to do this. Some days I couldn't. And I would literally end up in my floor just sobbing. What in the hell am I going to do with myself? But I kept at it, because there was just something that rekindled, I don't know what it was, but rekindled my love for fitness. And I kept at it. And that has led me into personal development. It's led me to build a relationship with God. It's led me into gratitude. It's led me into so many positive things. And now I'm actually known as somebody with a really good attitude, and who's generally positive about everything. So let's talk about some tips on how you can make these changes if you'd like to. Number one, you need to know you are so freaking powerful. And you know what? Screw expectations. Don't worry about what other people want for you. What do you want for you? What do you want your life to be like? What do you want your future to be like? you need to you need to get in touch with that. You need to write that stuff down. I haven't done this in a long time, so I'm kind of like, ugh, I feel a little guilty. I need to do this again. I haven't done it in a while, and I've lost focus because I haven't done it in a while. You need to address your limiting beliefs. I told my boss a few years ago, one of my bosses, I have like way too many bosses, but I told one of my bosses a few years ago, well, I'm just the secretary. And he he's not an angry person. He's really laid back. And that was by far the angriest. And all the years we've worked together, he was furious with me for that statement. And he's like, just the secretary? Where the hell did you get the idea that you're just a secretary? He said, yeah, you're the secretary. I can't run this place without you. You are not just a secretary. Well, you know what? When I had that view, that was a very limiting belief, and it really held me back at my job. Well, you know what I've done now? I have, because I had a boss who really believed in me, and then I had a boss above him. I had a couple of those who really believed in me, and I took a really basic job and I transformed it. I've taken on all these additional responsibilities, and I'm always willing to step up to the plate, and I'm always willing to challenge my limiting beliefs. I'm not just the secretary. I'm the person who does the secretarial work, but I also have a lot of other very important roles at my place of employment. And if I hadn't developed the mindset of challenging my limiting beliefs, of getting in touch with the fact that I am really strong and powerful, I'd still be in what I used to consider a dead end position. Number two, you need to embrace life. Time passes regardless. It doesn't matter. It's your choice. It's your choice every single day to choose to feel empowered and to choose to look at the positive things in your life and to choose to be grateful. Or you can do like I used to do and choose to focus on the negative and choose to focus on the poor, pitiful me, and oh, this sucks and that sucks. Well, you know what? Everybody has parts of their life that suck. That's just the human experience. Nobody gets away from that. There's a lot of suffering in the world. But you know what? There's a lot of freaking beauty in the world. There's a lot of, frankly, magic in the world. It's up to you to make that decision on what you're going to focus on. You need to learn to let go of the trivial. Okay, so someone's talking shit about you. So, really? So, you know what that tells you? It doesn't tell you anything about you. It tells you everything you need to know about that person. Bye, Felicia. Move on. Quit worrying about little crap like that. Focus on your happiness. Focus on your purpose. What makes you happy? What brings you joy? That is what you should focus on. Number three, and I'll be honest, I struggle with this one. I really do. But you need to understand that you are in complete control of how you choose to respond. No, you can't control what happens. No, you can't control what other people are going to say or do. You certainly can't control world events. But you can choose to take an emotional step back, take a deep breath, and instead of having that gut emotional reaction of, oh, I'm so pissed off. Okay. And what good is it going to do you to put that attitude out there? Even if it's a situation where you need to maybe have a confrontation, what's that anger going to get you? Now, I'm not telling you not to stand up for yourself, but I am telling you, you've got to be in control of your reactions, of your responses. And you need to remember that what you believe internally, your internal beliefs become your external facts. So if I knew a woman, well, I just can't control my temper. Well, no, then guess what? She's never going to be able to, because that is her attitude on it. Number four, quit worrying about other people. Their opinion only matters as much as you choose to allow it to. And if they're a crappy human being, and you know what? Some people are just not good people. Some people are just not pleasant people. They've got their own issues. That's not your responsibility. Why are you letting people, if someone is going to intentionally bring you down, why in the hell would you give them any power in your life? Move the hell on. You don't have the time, energy, or patience. We have a very finite time on this earth. Don't waste it on people who are not worthy of your time. You also need to know who's defining you. All these limiting beliefs that you have, where did they come from? Are they really yours? Or did someone just hand you a bunch of crap and you decided to pick up that burden and carry it? And I'll give you a good example of this. Um, I'm not, I'm not a tiny girl. I've made no bones about that. But I've got great legs. And several years ago, I have an incredible leggings collection. And I have this one pair. Actually, I have two pair because I loved them so much. I went and bought another one. But I love them. They're my favorite. I think they're gorgeous, but I have to be in the right mood to wear them because they are a statement. But I really wanted to show them off. So I took a picture one day and I sent it to a friend that I really trust. I'm like, I really want to show these leggings off, but my legs are so short and stubby. And they were like, what the hell are you talking about? You have amazing legs. I have a lot of muscle definition. I work hard. But you know what? Decades ago, and I mean plural, decades, somebody handed me that belief. It was probably somebody who was jealous, truthfully, because that's the people that will hand you this crap. That's what there's a jealousy. They want to bring you down. But she handed me that belief and I carried it all this time. I don't believe it anymore. But my point is, who are you allowing to define you? Is the crap that you're telling yourself, is it really your belief? Or is it just some BS, some jackass handed you that you decided to pick up? Number 5, you need to know that you are enough. Of course you are. If you ever think you're not enough of what? And not enough for who? The only person, again, the only opinion you really need to worry about is your own. And, well, frankly, God's, but that's my belief system. You don't need to worry. Okay, so you're not enough for that person? So the hell what? Maybe they're not enough for you. Maybe they just don't fit into your life plans, and maybe you don't fit into theirs. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. Now, that's not saying that there's not room for you to make improvement, but who you are as a person, there's a lot of good there. There really is. If you must compare yourself with others, which you want to rob yourself of happiness real damn fast, compare yourself to other people. You need to know when you're comparing yourself to someone else, you're usually comparing, you're like chapter 3 or 4 with their chapter 40 or 50. Well, of course you're going to come up short. But here's the thing. You have no idea what's going on behind closed doors. You have no idea what's going on in their mind. You only know what they've chosen to show the world. I don't give a damn how well you think you know somebody. You don't know what's in their heart. You don't know what raging insecurities they may have. You don't know what haunts them and keeps them awake at night. So if you have to compare yourself to somebody else, I strongly recommend that you compare yourself to people who are a lot less fortunate than you are. Not so that you can give yourself some sense of superiority, but so that you can remember that you have a hell of a lot that you should be grateful for. When you're not grateful, it's because you feel like you're lacking. It's because you feel like you're missing things in your life. Well, okay. If there's things in your life that you want, figure out how the hell to get there and go after them. Gratitude is one of the best things you can do if you want to change your life, in my opinion. Tip number 6, love yourself. You got to love yourself. Happiness is not external. You are not going to magically be happy if you drop 50 pounds. You are not magically going to be happy if you win the lottery tomorrow. You are not going to be happy from anything external. You need to learn how to be happy with yourself. You need to learn how to love yourself and appreciate and accept yourself for exactly who you are right now. Again, that doesn't mean that there's not room for growth. There's always room for growth. There's always room for improvement and change. But you should appreciate the good qualities about yourself. Quit focusing on your, frankly, generally self-perceived shortcomings. Everybody has shortcomings. Quit worrying about them. Focus on the good qualities about yourself. Number 7. Yeah, I kind of struggle with this one too. I'm going to be honest. Stay cool. When you give into your emotions, especially if you allow somebody to upset you, you've just given your power away. Don't give your power away. Sometimes we get mad too over the most trivial crap, like somebody cut you off in traffic. You're, oh, you son of a. In 5 minutes, is that really going to matter? Really? And here you get so angry at this person. I do this. I'll be real honest. I do this a lot. But you don't have any idea. Maybe they're racing home because they just got a phone call that their kid or their parent or their spouse is hurt. Maybe they're racing to the hospital for the same reason. You don't know. Hell, maybe they just really have to go to the bathroom. My point is, we get so angry at people over trivial things and we make these judgments. We don't know the scenario. He who controls his emotions wins. Think about it. If you've been in a conflict or confrontation with someone, if you can't control yourself and speak your mind calmly and rationally, you're not winning that. You're not going to win. You're never going to win. He who controls his emotions always wins. And finally, number 8, journey well, because life is a journey and it's all about the journey. Choose your happiness now. Don't put it off. Don't put it off for, well, I'll be happy when I earn this much money. I'll be happy when I lose this much weight. I'll be happy when X, Y, or Z. None of that really matters. You need to learn to be happy now. Life is a blessing. Is it easy? Absolutely hell no. It's not easy. But it's always a choice as to what you want to focus on. And you need to remember that what you put out there is what you're going to get back. So if you want to run around stomping your feet and acting like a complete jackass and focusing on all that, well, and this is wrong and that person wronged me and this is terrible. Well, okay, maybe all that's true. So what? Truly, so what? At the end of the day, do you think any of those external factors care that you're upset about them? No, they don't. You need to choose your own happiness. You need to be grateful. Look, if you're really struggling on things to be grateful for, you have a roof over your head, you have running water, and you have electricity. Those 3 things put you ahead of literally millions of people on this planet. And those are all things that we take so for granted in our society. Anyway, I am climbing off my soapbox because I don't feel good. I know, shocking, right? But I don't feel good. So I'm going to go. I still have a lot of stuff to do tonight. I hope y'all have a great evening. Look, I'm not really an expert on any of this stuff, but I used to be super negative. I used to be severely depressed. And I was kind of the, what the hell you looking at sort of person, which is so horrifying to admit to now. But if that's where you're at and you want to figure out how to be happier, drop me a line. I will do my best to help you. I've got a ton of free resources to help you figure out how to navigate through life in a more positive way. That's all I have. I think I said that already. I will be back Wednesday at 7 o'clock.